Born from shadow, sealed in truth, ancient blood, but faith rooted proof. History whispers, legends pretend. She chose the light where darkness ends. Eyes that see what most can't find. Gift of foresight, disciplined mind. Cross held steady, heart on guard. Truth cuts clean when nights get hard. She reads the silence, feels the room. Past and present start to bloom. Fear don't live where faith stands firm. Another veil about to burn. Welcome to the deeper dimension, where darkness meets divine intervention. Royal blood, but heaven sent. She don't flinch at what's being mentioned. From cold cases to restless minds, she pulls the truth from broken time. Grace and steel, intuition. Step inside the deeper dimension. Duchess title, warm with
Hello, everybody. I know you're expecting to see Danielle, but you're going to see this mug instead because Danielle's on a very important mission. And when she comes back on, she'll probably tell you what went down. So, but anyway, Danielle, we're thinking of you. We know you're out there and you're probably watching the show. So, anyway, we're going to have a good show. Tonight we have a guest. Her name is Linda Beister, and she's a paranormal experiencer. And she has experienced a whole lot of stuff. And her daughter also too experienced all kinds of weird paranormal stuff. So we'll hear her story when she comes on. I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves and talk a little bit about themselves. And then we will move on to other subjects. So everybody knows who I am. My name is Paul Dale Roberts. I write paranormal books. I'm a former paranormal investigator. I just don't do it no more. I was on 2,500 investigations, and I'm good to go. So I love podcasting, so that's what I'm doing now. So I'm gonna. Oh, there's Linda. Okay, cool. Linda, hi. How you doing? We're all introduced.
Thank you, Linda, for coming. Otherwise, I'm going to see if testosterone. I would be the only girl. So thanks for joining.
Hi. How are you?
Linda, I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll talk to you and get your story. So, Sue, who are you? And tell us a little about yourself.
Hey, I'm Sue McClure. I'm operating out in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a meditation specialist. And, I work with clients and helping them deal with whatever ails them. It's, whether it's from depression or whether it's from anxiety or whether they want to work on their shadow work or whether they want to kind of a little psychic work done. And I have, people call me even just to talk, just to kind of get things off the chest. And that's what I do.
Well, thank you, Sue. Steve Ward, can you please tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Steve Ward. I live in West by God, Virginia, in Point Pleasant. I live on the same road that the Scarberries and the Mallets were chased by the Mothman back on November 15th, 1966. I am transplanted here from Michigan, been following the Mothman for years and John Keel's research, and I work at the Mothman Museum. I have a podcast named The High Strangeness Factor on the Paranormal UK radio network. It's been on a bit of a hiatus, but it'll be coming back. I'm more on the research side than the investigation side, which means I can sit on my duff and read books all day.
Yeah, same here. I'm more on the research side than on the investigation side. Michael Waterman, you got a book coming out, so go ahead and introduce yourself and talk a little bit about the book.
I'm Michael Waterman. I am an Egyptologist. I'm also paranormal. I'm a hereditary witch. I am the founder of the Parnateru Temple. I write for today'switch.net. It's a magazine. I have articles that will be out in July. I have articles that are coming up in August. I write for them on a monthly basis. I have my own business, which is called Phone a Wizard. I am the wizard of Phone a Wizard. um, and I'm also working on building a staff for my temple. So if anybody's interested and you're interested in Egyptian magic, give me a holler.
Thank you so much, there, Michael. And I see that Moon at Noon X is saying hello to everybody. Hello, hello. Sage, tell them who you are and a little bio about yourself.
Sure. My name is Sage Gatto. I'm a paranormal investigator and practicing psychic medium. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm a Civil War historian and collector of Civil War era relics. I've recently started diving into the American Revolution as well. And I try practicing with my mediumship with the Civil War as well to communicate and talk to those that have fought in the war.
Well, thank you, Sage. Boy, where is that sound coming from?
It's haunted.
Oh,
And we've got the ghost of a parakeet.
Sounds like we're in the aviary.
okay. Hippie Linda, listen, when Hippie Linda tells her story, please free to jump in if there's something you want to ask her or if there's some kind of comment you want to make. Go ahead and jump in and do it. It's a free for all.
Oh
Hippie
dear.
Linda, so you have some paranormal experiences. Can you tell us about them?
Okay. My name is Linda Feaster. I live in Sacramento County. Some of this stuff started with my dad back in probably 44 to the 50s with UFOs. And then it started.
I think they're going to land.
Huh?
Oh, wow.
He was a pilot.
Oh, my God.
He was a pilot, and he actually seen some of his men disappear in the ocean.
Holy crap.
And yeah, and no explanation. I mean, we saw them disappear. And then he had seen many of them, like when he was standing out on his porch. And then years later, it started with me in the 80s. And what happened was, the first time that happened, I was in bed and I got like vibrations in my mouth with my feet, like radioactivity. You couldn't make it out what anything was said, but it was definitely speaking something and very scary. And when this happened, it was like a being standing next to me that scared me so bad. And this happened often, and I do mean often. I don't know if I was affected or not. But what happened was, later on, well, I always had ESP very heavy. Seeing things before they happened, knowing it, like 2 days before or the day before. And this ESP started getting really heavy, to where you got so heavy, it could make you sick or pass out. I was going to the doctor at the time because I had hurt something on my body and was having a bladder infection, and so they wanted me to strain my urine. At this time, before this happened, I had a couple of exploratory things done on me, and they found things inside me that couldn't be explained because I didn't have any operation.
Wait. Lynn, you said they found something inside you.
Yes.
Okay, the
And
doctor. Okay.
they couldn't explain it, but they said they looked like clips. That's the only way they could explain it. But there was something there, and I hadn't had an operation. Um, so when I was doing this training, and this is after a long period of stuff happening, because what happened after that, my daughter, her first contact was in the 80s. I think she was about 11 or 12. Her and her girlfriend, across the field from where we lived, they came running in because they saw a UFO. After that, she started getting stuff. And quite a few things. We actually on the same night, it was down later on, like in the, let's say 90s, where I saw ships out my back window. I was in bed, woke me up with the vibration stuff again to scare me. Looked out and I could see the ship, one big ship, like they were gonna start a war of some sort. The next day I talked to her, and she had the same thing happen to her, and they were going to her apartment over here on Paranormal, and was driving through like you said they were looking for somebody. That was one of her experiences. She's had a few. Okay, after a long period of time of this vibration and the whole bit happening to me, and I went to this doctor in the 90s. I was doing this training, and this piece of metal came out, which I thought was a stone because that's what they were looking for. And they sent it off, to a lab. And when the lab stuff came back, it wasn't from here. They couldn't explain it. I kept it. I don't remember that now. It's your house somewhere, but I have it in a jar. They couldn't explain it. I have the lab sheet and everything. Well, after that happened, I started getting vibrations in my mouth, and it started sifting out, but I got the ESP. And I haven't had any more of that. Probably 90s, maybe 90, 95, 96, around in there. My daughter's other one was when she was at home, and that was about, let's say 97, 98. She had a ledge in her house over there in Citrus Heights, over off Brahms. And she went downstairs and she said these two reptilian, after the vibrations in her mouth, by the way, these two like reptilian looking things came up over this like ledge, like they were stuck on it, like with their feet and their hands or whatever, and crawled over the top. But when she stared at them, they slowly backed up and then left. Disappeared. Some heavy stuff. Her son, my grandson, started seeing stuff in the same house when he wasn't even really talking, jabbering, gibberish. And he sat in that living room of her house and like waved, smiled, and tried to jabber at something he was always looking at doing. Never like looking at somebody down, he was always up. And he did some pretty weird stuff. He's a star child, we found out. And he had stuff going on probably at least till he was 12. Doesn't talk about stuff now because he's a little older. He's like 23. So he probably doesn't want to say things to people. It was hard for me to do this, by the way.
Okay. Linda, so do you have like any kind of implants?
Implants? Like what?
Like, alien implants.
Truthfully, I think that was one.
Okay.
I mean, what else could it have been?
All right.
I think they tracked me.
Well, Linda, we have Michael Waterman here. Michael has actually experienced things which is similar to what you experienced. Michael, can you tell her about some of
Yes,
your?
I'd love to.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Linda, in 1982, my parents had moved to a place called Fisherman's Cove in Stuart, Florida, and there was going to be a next development after where my parents were, and there was a whole clearing there where it was a dried up swamp, and they had pushed all the foliage back, and I saw a bright light in the sky, and I thought it was a searchlight, a flashlight,
Uh-huh.
a searchlight, very, very bright. Anyway, it went down. I figured the plane or whatever it was going down. Out of the bush in about 2 minutes came a woman. She was about 6.5, maybe 7 feet tall. She was all gray, silver gray, metallic silver. And she had blonde hair and blue eyes. Her hair was up on top of her head, kind of like Madonna did in the girly show, like, or Barbara Eden in Genie, up like
Right.
that. And she had, I'll call them antennae, that were coming out of the sides of her eyes that looked like the antenna of a cecropia moth. They were feathery, like, I guess you'd say a pheasant feather, like that. Only they were more, um, well, more antenna like. She, through telepathy, told me that her name was Vrel,
Rel,
Vrel,
say that again,
and I
Rel.
believe Vrel. She said she was what I would call, or we would call, a Pleiadian.
I'm
And
not
she
sure what
said
that
she'd been
is.
from the near the constellation, the group of constellations, the Pleiades.
Okay.
So she was very tall. Her outfit that she was wearing was gray silver. There was like a blue light on either side of her shoulders, like like little, like when you have magnifying glasses and they have lights in them.
Uh-huh.
Glasses that magnified, so you can, like, for jewelry and things. They were on her shoulders, so she could see where she was going in the dark. This took place about 8:20 at night, around this time of the year. My dog was with me. She was petrified. She hid behind me. I
Oh my.
was I was frightened, but she told me that she'd been following me since I was a child. And the strange thing was, when I was about 7 or 8, I looked out my brother's window, and there was what looked like an upside down crystal chandelier on the horizon. It was glowing, it was glittering, it looked like a disco ball or a chandelier. It was faceted. It wasn't the saucer shape that you normally see. It was more like the upside down chandelier.
Huh.
She said that she was there, and that they'd been following me since I was a child, and that they checked in on me from time to time. I don't think that I was abducted. I do think that for some reason or other they've been following me. Um, and I was going to tell you, I wanted to mention to the gentleman with the Civil War things.
Yeah.
I live in Savannah, Georgia. Where I live was a battlefield, and I have sometimes a I guess he's a sentry that's outside my living room. He's got red hair, a red beard, a black duster on. He's got his gray uniform. He's got a fixed bayonet on his shoulder and a little bag. And he doesn't say anything. He just stands there. I believe he was a sentry at a post, and I believe that's where he died.
Wow. Wow.
But so, Linda, though, that Brell has been following me since I was a child, and
Do you
and
have an
I've seen that.
implant?
No, I don't. But I've
Are
seen
you
those chandeliers.
absolutely sure?
I've had checkups. Nobody said anything. But
Hmm.
she's been
I
following
don't
me.
think they're going to be. I don't think they would show up on normal medical scans of any kind. The implants are very, very elusive.
But I will tell you that sometimes when I'm sleeping, I live in as a forest outside my living my front door, because we're in a very big development called the Fountains in Savannah, and every once in a while I'll see light hit behind my Venetian blinds, and it's not a plane. It's that funny white glue The same white blue I saw when this Pleiadian was talking to me. I don't want to call her a woman. She's not a human being. Her nose was like flatter. She had more of like a slit than nostrils and a slit for a mouth. Her eyes looked larger than normal, but they were normal eyes.
Michael, do you have the pictures that you sent me, the drawings on your phone, where you can
Yes,
show?
I do. Yes, I do.
Can you show that to us?
I don't know how.
Oh, I mean, just put it up on your phone and then stick it to the.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I hold on. I just did something stupid.
Oh, he's been abducted again.
Well, while we're waiting for Michael, what's been going on in your neighborhood?
Nothing. I was actually just in up in Erie on the lake yesterday. And while we were up there, I was able to tie some Civil War history in the Battle of Gettysburg. Strong Vincent, he was the commander of the defense of Little Round Top, and found out he's actually from Erie and is buried up there when he was killed at the Battle of Gettysburg. And I was able to visit where he's buried in his statue.
Wow.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool.
What would I do on the
Wow.
on the dashboard, Paul, to figure out how to put a picture up here?
No. Can you just show us from your phone?
Well, I'm on my phone.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, no. If you have it on a piece, do you have it on a piece of paper?
No.
Oh. Can you send it to Paul?
I did send it to Paul.
Yeah. It's on my timeline.
Oh, it is?
It's on his timeline. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you ever get vibrations in your mouth or anything?
I get them in my ear. It sounds like rushing water.
Wow.
I was going to ask you what the vibrations like. I had a UFO experience probably like 4 years ago now. We were urban exploring at an old mining complex here in southwestern PA. And you had to like walk down a walking trail to get to the buildings of this complex. And we were ghost hunting and, just whatnot. And out of nowhere, we kept hearing this humming noise, almost sound like a generator. And then down the walking path came like a glowing giant wheel that was like rotating counterclockwise with what I described as like 8 light sockets in it, but it wasn't emitting any form of shadow, but it was bright white like a LED light bulb. And we heard it coming, and it came up to us, stopped, and like was hovering there for a second. And we literally watched it like rotating counterclockwise like a wheel. And then when we all were trying to figure out what it was, it just shot off into oblivion, like it was never there.
Didn't feel it in your teeth or your ear or anything? Like a vibration in your mouth?
Quite literally, the whole ground was vibrating, like everything. Like you could hear like the humming noise, like a generator, and all of our paranormal equipment was malfunctioning and not working right. My friend was live on TikTok. At the time, his live stream happened to glitch out and not work right while this was happening. And the second it shot off and left, everything went back to normal.
That's heavy.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I don't know what happened, but the one time I was watching TV with my husband, and my 2 front teeth, behind my 2 front teeth area, my whole face started buzzing, like vibrating, and it felt like something vibrating in my teeth, and it took out the space area of my 2 front teeth, so I got a hole between the teeth, and it like chipped out my tooth on the underside of this teeth here. So I got a hole there, and I don't know where that came from, but I've never had that.
Did you feel heat?
What?
Did you feel heat?
No, it just felt like as if somebody took some sort of vibration technology and put it on my teeth, and it made it chip in the back. So I have a hole back there now.
Did you hear any sounds that you couldn't make out, like maybe people or like he said Russian or something?
No, it's just my face went tight, almost as if like something was pressuring it, and then my teeth and my mouth all vibrated like I had a vibrator put in there something vibration technology in it, and the next thing I know, I found pieces of my tooth on my tongue.
Oh wow.
Well,
Oh man.
that
Did
sounds
did
That's
you
bizarre.
like sonic technology,
Yeah,
when
high
so it was
vibration.
targeted or something. I don't know. It was just out of the blue.
when that happened to you? Did you hear any like besides the vibrating any sounds like people like couldn't understand or anything like that?
Oh, I get that all the time, every day. My ear, I just if I don't have my hearing aid in, especially, I can hear like these little whispers in a room. It's like when people are whispering behind your back, but you can't make out what they're saying,
Right.
or it's maybe in a different language or something, but you can't tell. I was born with that. I grew up with that all my life in my ear. So I do wear a hearing aid in my left ear, though. So piece of technology has its own set of voices, which is perfectly clear. I can hear, but it's all saying horrible things. So I have to ignore that. So I
Horrible
got some
things
sort
like
of
what?
huh?
You said horrible things like
Yeah,
what?
horrible things. Like um, if I'm cutting with a knife, for example, like in the kitchen, if I'm cutting like onions or something, it'll say, "Would you like to experiment of what it's like taking that knife into your stomach and seeing how far you can push it in before it really hurts?" It would say
Whoa.
stuff like that,
That
and
sounds more like a demonic
yeah,
possession.
Wow,
yeah,
it sounds like a
it's
spirit or
dark,
something.
or
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
tell me to put a pillow. If I see my husband sleeping, it would say, "Why don't you see how hard you can press a pillow on his face?" It just challenges me. It's just constantly challenging me. Like, try this. How far would you go with that? And I just ignore it because there's really nothing I can do about it. It only happens when my hearing aid's turned on. That's why I have my hearing aid off a lot.
It's only when it's on,
Huh?
only when they're on.
Yeah, it's only when my hearing aid's on and I'm using it. So I have to turn it off in order to shut it up.
Oh, that's
There may
interesting.
be elements or crystals
Yeah.
that are in that hearing aid that are not such a great energy
Yeah,
Wow.
so
because
I get weird stuff that happens to me all the
how
time. It's
old is
really
that hearing aid? May I ask?
Yeah,
Dude, what's
2 years old
that's
now.
it.
It's
You know,
maybe, yeah, 2 to 3 years old. It's now I'm coming on to 3 years now.
well, it's going to have copper in it. It has to
yeah?
provide to
Yeah,
electrical impulse. But I
it's
would worry about the crystal that might be it because we all everything to do with electronics has some form of crystal or
yeah,
silicone in it. So that
yeah.
might be invaded, so to speak. What do you think, Linda?
Wow. Wow. That's heavy.
And
I
I tried.
don't know what
Well,
to
I
think
tried
of
to
that.
tell the hearing aid people I wanted to get analog hearing aid again. I love the old analog hearing aid. That was never a problem. You can't get your hands on them anymore. Everything's
But
digital
seriously,
now. Bluetooth.
I would change that hearing aid out.
I would
I think
too.
the
I
energy in
tried.
that
I
It's
tried.
really
Yeah,
wow.
they won't
they
substitute it.
they got rid of all the analog hearing aids. You are stuck with the modern Bluetoothy bullshit. I have
Well,
no
Do you
just the
have
choice.
your old
same.
ones? Do you have your
Honestly,
old ones?
Sue, just
Yeah,
the
they don't.
same.
They're broken. That's why I had to get new ones.
Oh,
But I would
maybe
get rid of that
online.
particular one, even if
Yeah,
there's
Maybe
it's
you could
something
simply
find
going on
some
in that.
online
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
I tried to get someone to fix my old ones, and there's nobody.
No,
So
I mean maybe
everybody.
you could find some online from somebody else.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Even Timu, for
If
God's
it get
sakes.
rid of that, I would really look.
yeah,
Yeah, I
You
agree
need,
with Linda.
yeah. So
you
I
need
By
mean,
the way,
I
Sage,
but yeah.
I was going to
Scary.
say, Sage, I was part of Long Island Paranormal Investigators for 5 years.
Okay.
I grew up in a haunted house, and I know what it's like. I know what you're going through with that
Me
stuff.
too. Mm, yeah,
Yeah, seriously, Sue. Whatever you do, get rid of that. Get another hearing aid. That's bad energy. I can pick it
very
up from
bad.
here, and I don't like what I'm feeling.
I agree. I agree. Totally.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. And also too, Sue, what religion are you?
I'm sorry.
What religion are you?
Orthodox Christian, just
Okay,
like Danielle.
okay. Then you definitely need a full submersion baptism. If you have a demonic attachment, it sounds like you have a demonic attachment, and that's a basic form of exorcism. So
Yeah.
you need a full submersion baptism. And then, if for some reason, if that doesn't work, I mean, every time I've ever baptized somebody and they had a demonic attachment, the attachment left just like that.
Yeah.
So it just can't stay on you. So get that.
But why does it only happen with this electronic hearing aid? That's
Yeah.
really bizarre.
Wow.
I do think it's something to do with the mechanism. I agree with you.
I think it's a voice to skull type technology or something going on.
Did you have
There's something in that.
have
There's
you
something in
had
that
you-
device. It doesn't
Yeah,
happen.
it has to be copper. The copper is used
yeah.
as a strong conductor for the spirit world to use as a communication source of power.
But also the crystals in there. I'm sure that's magnifying it 100 times.
Mhm.
I would
Have
I
you
would
had,
try to
like,
get another
spirit
hearing aid. I
stuff
don't care
too?
what kind.
Sue, if all four of us were at your house right now and we said, prove to us that this is actually happening, would we actually experience what you're experiencing?
I don't know. You can try to put my hearing aid on, but it's molded to fit my ears specifically. But you can try. I don't know.
What I'm saying is, if you could get a professional person to witness this,
Yeah.
this would be like outstanding.
Yeah.
If you can get somebody to witness it.
Are there
Yeah,
paranormal people around you, Sue? A paranormal investigating group near you?
I don't know.
Maybe I would check into
All,
that.
all you have to do is Google your city, your state, type in paranormal, and all the paranormal groups in your area will pop
Where do you
up.
live, Sue?
What? St. Louis.
St.
Yeah.
Louis?
Yeah,
Louis?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh my God, they had all kinds of ghost hunting groups out there.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
I used to work with some of them.
Okay.
Okay, so contact the ghost hunting group and find out what the hell is going on with you.
Okay. Absolutely.
You know, I think
didn't take a
I'm
spotlight
going to.
away from our guest. I was just, saying that, talking about my teeth, because I know it's like to have some sort of vibration and buzzing going on,
I'm going to avoid an electronic hearing aid. I'm just going to get one of those big horns they used to use.
Yeah, that's right.
That way, it gets the electronics out of it.
I love those things.
I won't have to
Go
put
over
up
to-
any demons. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, they got those things in Timu. All they do is
Don't
amplify
get a
the
copper
sound.
one.
Yeah, I won't have any of that kind of stuff in my house. I won't have no smart stuff, none of that stuff you can talk to in the house. Nothing. Mm-mm.
Oh, I have that. It doesn't bother me any.
No.
In fact, my Alexa is a smartass.
Yeah, that's well, I don't live with my husband. He lives down the street. And he
Well, that's
said something one day, and this Alexa said something back.
Yeah, I got that's Alexa too. I've got that too. He's a real. Mine's a guy. He's a real smartass.
I don't have any of that here.
No.
Wow.
When I put my headphones on, and if I'm holding my comb, there's a voice that says, "Comb your hair, Paul." Okay.
Okay. And you
That's why I
listen.
wear a hat because there is no hair.
Steve, what's been going on in your area?
Yeah.
Steve, what's been going on in your area?
in Mothman Central.
Yeah. What's been happening?
Well, we're getting a lot of crowds in at the museum. And, the Mothman Festival is still several months away, September. Every third weekend in September is how it falls. But people are already preparing for the festival. I'm in my basement trying to find the critters I've cobbled together that I put up in the TNT area for the Mothman Hayride.
There's a great picture of you on Facebook with that big
I'm also
metal statue.
preparing a talk for the Mothman Saturday and Sunday at the festival. So people are kind of making provisions now. It seems like Point Pleasant has a parade every other day for something or other. But I'm still working at the museum on Saturdays, greeting people and answering questions. And it's just always a lot of fun. We
Which
get people
museum?
from all over the world. The
Which
Mothman
museum?
Museum.
Now, what is that exactly?
Oh, the Mothman was a winged creature that was seen back in the middle 60s, mostly in the Ohio Valley. It was about 6, 7 foot tall, roughly humanoid, red glowing eyes, 10-foot wingspan, would chase cars and never attacked anybody, but it would scare the hell out of people occasionally.
Like a spirit kind of thing?
Well,
Mhm.
it did seem to be paraphysical. It did seem to leave footprints sometimes. It left physical effects, but it also seemed to be something more ethereal. John Keel thought these things were temporal, just like paraphysical. So I
But
don't.
nothing anymore? Not
Well,
anymore?
Jeff Wansley, who runs the museum, has gotten a few reports over the past several decades. There are other winged creatures or apparitions, whatever you want to call them, people see all over the country and all over the world. I'm not sure it's exactly the same thing. It could be it's coming from the same source somehow.
Wow.
If it manifests in a
That's
certain
what I've
way.
never heard of. Have
Really,
you heard of that, Paul?
Oh
the
yeah.
Mothman.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
Linda, we're not going to hold it against
I
you.
hope so. With 2,500 investigations that I've done,
I know.
if I never heard of Mothman, then I don't need to be in the paranormal business.
You'll have to.
Hey, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this, but I live in Elk Grove, which is near Sacramento,
Right.
and Sacramento is near Lodi. And you probably
Yeah.
are familiar with Lodi if you listen to Creedence Clearwater Revival, Back in Lodi Again. You guys remember that song?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, Star.
Okay,
Of
okay.
course.
There was a famous Lodi UFO incident, and it happened in 1896.
Wow.
And this craft, this UFO, in the shape of an egg, landed in Lodi. And these aliens came out, and they were carrying what looked like an egg. This happened on November 27, 1896, and was a Civil War veteran and journalist, Colonel H.G. Shaw, and his companion, Camille Spooner. And they were approached by 3 7-foot tall, slender beings. And they just totally freaked out, got back on their carriage, and took off.
Wow.
And this was the start of the airship sightings throughout the United States. And it was right here close to Sacramento, California.
Wow.
That's incredible.
So Paul, this is more of an egg-shaped object, but not the majestic airships. It looked like something out of Jules Verne that were being seen across the country about
You're
that
right,
time.
Steve. You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Wow.
they kind of started in California and came across, and it's really interesting because there was one scene in over Ohio in I think 1897, and it kind of made a circuit around Ohio. At least we think it was the same one, but it was interesting, and it was seen between mid-April and mid-May in 1897, and on the ground people were seeing cryptids. They were seeing these large black cats in Chillicothe and Kenton, Ohio. They also were in Adams County, where the Serpent Mound is. They were seeing something like a Bigfoot. They were just calling it a wild man. So we have a lot of these situations in more modern day where people are seeing some kind of lights or strange craft in the sky and seeing some kind of a cryptid on the ground. So that was
Long time ago.
That was 1897.
There's a cryptid like that in Florida. He's called the Barefoot Mailman, and he's probably a Bigfoot.
Okay.
Sue,
And,
Steve, I do have a question for you.
Yes.
With the moth and stuff, have you ever tried bringing in any form of paranormal equipment or paranormal investigators to see if the spirit world can answer any questions regarding what the Mothman could have been?
Some have. They've even supposedly contacted John Keel. I'm very skeptical about some of that. I think that there's kind of a trickster element involved.
Yes.
But people see shadow people out there in the TNT area where the Mothman was seen every
Okay.
once in a while. Some
Wow.
friends of mine that are very credible have seen these apparitions or whatever that don't always hold their shape. I don't see much of anything. I had one weird experience out that way once, but I'm the guy that I think when I show up, everything shut trips and all the paranormal just dribbles away.
Now, do you think
Wow.
that's because you're a skeptic to it and like
No.
kind of sort of closed-minded, or do you think that's intentional?
No, I'm not skeptical. I think that well, John Keel thought certain people were kind of tuned in to this sort of
Okay.
thing. People were kind of people that were naturally psychic or whatever would be more apt to see a UFO or a cryptid or whatever. So that might be it. But I think certain people are just not. Although I did have one really weird experience once. I was out in the TNT area late one night alone, came back, experienced a couple flashes of light like a strobe on the way back down 62. Don't know what it was. And when I went back to my motel room that night, I opened the door, the TV set turned on by itself and started flipping through stations steadily. Now, and I thought, look, no, this doesn't happen to me. This happens to other people, and they tell me their story. And next year, another strange incident happened in the room next to that, and there was even another incident in the room next to that one a few years later. But if I brought something back from the TNT area, that guy still seems to be flipping channels there and did not come home with me. So that's a good thing.
That's pretty crazy.
That is
But yeah,
crazy.
but that was probably the only weird experience I've ever had. So that was crazy.
You know, and so many people are afraid of cryptids, but you look at your average day animals, like in Florida, how that alligator grabbed that girl, did a death roll, tore off her arms, and her boyfriend and his friend were watching the whole thing and were in shock. I mean,
Well, how about the guy yesterday with the buffalo at Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you see
yeah.
that?
The buffalo knocked him 7 feet across the air,
Yeah.
Whoa.
and they're all sitting there, with the cameras watching it. Nobody did anything. Nobody got the
Wow.
poor man into a car and got him, or beat the horn at that damn buffalo to scare the hell out of it.
Oh my
Yeah, the
God.
guy was being chased, like someone that was like antagonizing it, and the next thing he was flying through the air like a rag doll.
Oh my
I
God.
really think he pissed the buffalo off.
Yeah.
For some reason that buffalo attacked. It didn't
Right.
attack anybody else. It
Yeah,
attacked him.
you don't get close to those kind of animals.
Yeah.
Wow. Listen, my
Don't-
cat has attitude sometimes,
Don't piss off a buffalo, whatever the hell you do.
The
Yeah.
thing was what, 3 tons?
Any wild
wanted-
animal, you gotta watch out for. You can't like
That's right. That if they're wild
invade their
animals,
space.
Yeah.
they may seem to be tame at one point, but you've got to be
Yeah.
very, very careful.
I mean, there was that guy.
I mean, you
The
see these
woman
people
in
in
Lion
zoos
Country
sometimes
Safari.
that try to
Close
climb
to them
over
is when-
fences and
There was that
Yeah.
stupid woman in Lion Country Safari back in the 80s who opened a moonroof on a car, and the lion took her head off.
oh my God.
Yeah,
The only time a buffalo is safe is when they're in a burger.
No,
Yeah.
The only way I like him is on a nickel.
I
Yeah, there you go.
agree with that.
I wanted Sue,
Buffalo
I
on a
wanted to
burger.
show you something. This is cobalt, okay? This is a cobalt energy. And I wanted you to focus on this because this helps you to remove the negativity that might be around that hearing aid.
Soon.
I'm looking at it.
Can you see it?
Yep, I can see
I
it.
can't.
Yeah.
Can I make the screen bigger? I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, I think you can.
Are you on a computer or a laptop?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure, Linda, how to do that.
You gotta, if I'm on my phone, I can just pinch it and pull it up. But the cobalt energy is what helps people with healing. And I use these all the time in my practice.
And what is it?
It's a cobalt crystal.
A crystal.
Yeah, made of cobalt.
Okay.
That's impressive. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, I've
Well,
never
it's
heard
just
of
that
that.
I use it for healing.
For healing?
Right.
So you do a
It,
lot of healings?
I do a lot of many different things in my practice, which is called Phono Wizard. I didn't know what
Phone.
else to call it. I
It's
thought that
called
was a
Phone Wizard?
phone a wizard. Yeah, I'm the wizard of Phone a Wizard
Okay.
because
I'm writing stuff down.
I've been practicing ancient magic since I was a child. I grew up in a coven, shall we say, a
Whoa.
grove actually. Yeah, I'm a witch.
Good
That's pretty
witch?
cool.
Bad witch?
No such thing.
No
it's
such
about
thing?
it's about the energy you use. If you use for negative purposes, you're a bad witch. But if you're using the energy to help people, I guess you're a good witch.
Okay.
The magic is not positive or negative. It's the person using it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, how can you blame electricity for something? And
Yeah.
magic energy, psychic energy is all electrical energy.
Yep.
You
I'm
mentioned
glad you brought
sage, you
that up because I
mentioned
was going to say,
copper.
like, what we do is mediumship readings run
Uh-huh.
very, very closely to those practices of witches.
It
It all
certainly
depends
is.
on how you adapt yourself and how you apply it.
I'm a medium also.
Hmm.
I am clair audio, clair olfactory. I hear things, I smell things, I can see things.
Have you had that a
And
long
just
time?
since I was about 6, when we moved, I
Wow.
when I moved when I was 3 years old from Brooklyn to Long Island, my whole life changed. It wasn't just a change of venue. And when I moved here to Savannah, my energies increased 100%.
Savannah, Georgia?
Savannah, Georgia. You got that right, girl.
Ah.
I'm a New Yorker from Savannah.
Ah.
I took a ghost tour down there one time. It was a great town. Good time.
It's very
Wow.
haunted.
And it's
It's
very
very, very
haunted.
haunted.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
haunted. Hey, talk about hauntings. I want to find out what Sage has been up to. Uh,
Yeah.
he, he's always digging up a lot of stuff. And Sage, you got anything for your show and tell?
I mean, I have bullets related to Gettysburg here with me. I actually do have a story related to Gettysburg. I just recently learned. If any of you have done any form of research, you might have heard this story. It's one that's common around the historians. There's a rock near the wheat field called the Atchison Rock. Only reason it's called that is it was a captain of the 140th Pennsylvania Volunteers, and he was killed in action in the wheat field, and his comrades came back and buried him at the base of this rock. He's a battlefield burial, and they etched his initials into the rock, and therefore it just became known as Atchison's Rock. And they did that so the family members would know where he was buried to reclaim his body to bury him elsewhere. And I recently found out that he is actually buried 5 minutes from my house in my town. And no
Whoa.
clue, no idea, never knew that. I've known the story like for a long while, but never knew that this guy was actually from my town. And
Wow.
you can actually still visit this rock today. When you visit Gettysburg, you can look it up and you can find it, and his initials are still engraved on that rock from where he was initially buried.
And where's this at?
Gettysburg, PA, where the Civil War battle took place.
Okay. Wow.
Do you ever go to Valley Forge?
I have been to Valley Forge once when I was a little bit younger. My cousin lived pretty close to it, so we would go there and walk around.
I want you to go there because there's a giant black obelisk with my family's name on it. I have an ancestor buried there, and you'll pick up vibrations like you wouldn't believe.
I believe it.
Look for John. I think his name is John Waterman. He's
Okay.
my grandfather's great grandfather.
Okay. Interesting.
Wow. That is interesting.
Yeah, the
That's pretty.
Revolution's been appealing to me lately. I don't know if any of y'all had the chance to see that new Young Washington movie, but a lot of those actually based off of the actions that took place right here in southwestern PA. They hinted on the Battle of the Monongahela where General Braddock was killed, and they also showed the actions at Fort Necessity.
Hmm.
So that was pretty interesting. Those are all like spots that are within an hour of my house.
Dang.
Well, I want you to keep in touch because I want you to go to Getty. I want you to go to Valley Forge. I want you to. I want to see what you see because he pulled me there. I didn't even know he existed.
Yeah,
I got within, I guess, 400 yards of that obelisk, and it was like a tractor beam pulling me to it. I didn't
yep,
even know that was there. Nobody in my family mentioned it to me ever.
yeah. To be quite fair, that's kind of how like when I buy this a shot musket ball from Gettysburg, and I've actually
Wow,
been able to link this one to the Irish Brigade in their fight at the wheat field.
that's
Um,
cool.
but like whenever I buy relics at these stores in Gettysburg, I let them choose me in a way. Like even though there's a abundance of them in a case or a bucket or what have you, I'll hover my hand over it and let the energy choose me before I grab one, and that's how I know that's the one I'm meant to have that time.
Heavy.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never heard of this
incredible.
stuff.
I just recently acquired one my last trip to Gettysburg. I keep it in the case because I haven't had time to work with it. But it was also a shot bullet, and the last time I was on the show and I pulled it out, my house quite literally got about 30 degrees colder whenever I had it out and I was talking about it. So it's like,
Whoa.
yeah, I gotta sit down and work with that one. But yeah, it's pretty neat. It's a fun hobby because it's history. It's collecting pieces that fought, were used in battle, but also in a way, I'm bringing home haunted objects and helping Civil War soldiers either move on or find peace. So it's an interesting hobby and it's a lot of fun to do.
Sounds
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, that is absolutely amazing. Yeah.
And it's like sometimes it's just straight visions. Like I'll hold it and let the vision show me like where it was from. And sometimes they'll either tell me or I'll just like kind of get a gut feeling based off of the energy, what where it was or who had it. And having coming from blood relatives that fought in the Irish Brigade, it was kind of crazy whenever I picked up that bullet for the first time, and I just saw him in the battle flag behind him, and I was like, well, that was easy. I was like, I don't have to do much research on this one because I already know. But it was just a really strange moment because like I've always wanted to track down stuff to the Irish Brigade, and it's usually rare if not really expensive. So the fact that I just by some dumb luck picked up a bullet that was fired by one of their soldiers was pretty cool.
So, Sage, so if you touch an object like this,
Yes.
you can visualize who touched it,
Yep.
what they experienced, and
Yep.
that Michael, that's called Claire something. Claire what?
Um, it's it's called psychometry, knowledge by touch.
Okay.
Psychometry, Paul.
All right.
It's psychometry. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
So, speaking
I've
of like
never heard
Valley
of this.
Forge in the Philadelphia region, Michael, I actually just bought this whole bag is of musket balls from the American Revolution,
Cool.
and there's a handful that came from Trenton, and I have a handful that came from North Central Pennsylvania, and the rest of them are from the Philadelphia region.
I
Wow.
had a relationship years ago. And the reason I was at Valley Forge, I had a relationship for a long time with someone that was in Lancaster.
Okay,
And because I've got friends in Pennsylvania, I don't say Lancaster because
that's
you
right.
guys get mad. It's
Yep,
Lancaster
that's
if
right.
you're from Pennsylvania.
Here,
And
actually, just
I
have to pull up.
we went to Valley Forge, and I'm telling you, my third eye almost exploded when I got to that obelisk.
Yep.
So I really would hope, Sage, you'll go there. There's all kinds of other soldiers buried around there. My
Hmm.
ancestor gave up his boots, his coat, and most of his food so that his men could have, he was a lieutenant, his
Okay.
men could have supplies. He actually starved to death. He had
Oh,
a wife and about 5 kids, and he was only 25 when he died.
oh
Oh
gosh.
wow.
How sad.
Yeah, and so they put up. He's under the obelisk somewhere. But I
Oh
felt
wow.
it was weird because it was like when I got there, he was thinking I could feel him saying, "Oh my God, one of my relatives is here. Hi,"
Yeah.
and I didn't even know he existed.
Yep.
Wow.
My father's father never told us anything, and he was a very powerful magician. And I don't mean the kind that pulls a hat out of a rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting how that works. That's how I connected with a lot of my soldiers. It's just kind of by dumb luck, and it's almost like they're brought to me in a way for some form of meeting. I've talked to probably close to 500 different soldiers now. I've talked to 10 or so generals. I've talked to a couple, like notable people. I even had one night we were on an investigation in a cemetery, and we were just sitting there bullshitting and talking, and I was just kind of giving Civil War stories, and just unbeknownst to us, General U.S. Grant decided to appear and sit with us. And he showed himself to us as his later years, when after like his presidency, and I felt like we were just sitting in a circle and we were just sitting there, and I felt like another energy just kind of appear with us. And I kind of they don't let me see them, like, because I jump scare very easily, and they'll that throws me off. So usually they'll show themselves to everybody else, and I'll feel them and see them visually, and it's kind of crazy how they coincide. And I was just sitting there, and I'm like seeing somebody with like a white beard and like a more of a full face. And I looked at my one friend's boyfriend, and he was like, "I think you know exactly who's sitting beside you." And I was like, "I think I do, but it doesn't make sense." And he goes, "I'm showing you a picture." And he pulls up the exact vision that I was like seeing in my mind. And I
Oh
was
wow.
like, "That's General Grant." And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Why is General Grant here?" And
Wow.
it's just like one of those random things that just we were just sitting there, and then he just like sat in, talked with us for a little bit, and then was gone.
You
That's a
know,
trip.
you're talking about the spirits of General Grant and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Here in California, we had a bandit named Joaquin Marietta.
Okay.
And Joaquin Marietta was the inspiration for Zorro. And Zorro, of course, was the inspiration for Batman, blah, blah, blah. But Joaquin Marietta, when he was a bandit, they wanted his head, and they did. They killed him and chopped off his head. They
Oh
Ah,
just
wow.
they
forgive
just
me.
they displayed it in San Francisco. During the San Francisco earthquake, the head mysteriously disappeared along with the hand of Three Finger Jack. That was another outlaw. So they had that on display, the Three Finger Jack and the head of Joaquin Marietta.
Huh.
And a lot of people think that when they put Joaquin Marietta's head on display, it caused a curse in San Francisco, which caused the San Francisco earthquake.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah. So this
That's
Joaquin
heavy.
Marietta was a powerful, powerful spirit. And oh my God, the tragedy! They these gold miners, which were outlaws who wanted their gold, went to their farm. And Joaquin Marietta was a really good guy. He was a nice farmer. He was married. His brother lived with him. And these gold miners, these outlaws, came and killed his brother in front of him, tied him up, killed his wife, did things to his wife in front of him, and then they they thought they killed Joaquin Marietta, but he wasn't dead. And when he healed, he became a notorious outlaw in California.
Wow.
Yeah,
I haven't even
Wild.
heard that story.
oh yeah.
That was Johnston McCulley that started writing Zorro stories, and he's the
Interesting.
one that Walt Disney based the Zorro character on. And Johnston McCulley also wrote several other because with his success with Zorro, he had all kinds of other masked heroes that maybe 6 or 8 of them but then none of them
Wow.
were as popular as Zorro, but
Hmm.
you know they were very entertaining.
Yeah.
Dang. I wanted to
Yeah.
ask, who was the person that had vibrations? Not the girl. Somebody else on here.
I mean, I've witnessed the whole like experience with when we had that UFO. Like the whole ground was
Yeah, that.
vibrating. Yeah.
I wanted to ask Paul. Paul, do you remember in the I think it was the 80s, when they had the Blue Book project over at Sunrise Mall?
The Project Blue Book.
What project?
That was ended
Oh
in
yeah,
the
Project Blue Book.
60s actually, and
Oh no,
the
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
when they in the, I think it was, I want to say the 80s, when they had stuff out over at the mall.
Oh,
You can
I
walk
didn't see
through.
that, but Hippie Linda, I
Uh-huh.
actually talked to J. Ellen Hynek on a UFO experience in 1976. He was running the Center of UFO Studies. And Project Blue Book closed down in 1969.
and the Condon Committee took it over, the University of Colorado, and they didn't do any better of a job. So it was just kind of another, twiddle your thumbs, whitewash kind of a deal.
Well, when they had this over, excuse me, when they had this exhibit over here at Sunrise Mall.
Uh-oh.
We need one of those cards like they used to have on TV. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
He
Please
was
stand
with
by.
4 other guys, and they were camping. And all of a sudden, they were hunting and stuff. Anyway, he wound up having an experience with beings. He wound up in a tree, and he actually tied himself to the tree because he was afraid that he would fall because of them. And they circled him, and I guess they were both things or something. In the end, when this did happen, okay, nobody could find him. When he came back to the camp, he was like, I guess, a different person. He was never the same. He had visits continually at his home. And this went on. I mean, he just would not, go to family things or anything anymore. He started getting some bad things because of it. But the metal that they did find on the ground and where the areas were like burnt areas, not burnt, but nothing there, like circles of nothing. Like, see if there was grass, like a grass circle, I guess, anyway. But there was metals on the ground, and he did pick up those metals, and they had the metals.
Interesting.
I don't remember his name because it's been some years ago. I wish I could remember his name. I don't know if he's even alive.
Hey, I was going to ask everybody, have they seen the movie Obsession?
No.
Not yet.
What year?
No.
It's recent, right?
Yeah, 2026.
Obsession?
Yep.
I saw the Hitchcock version many years ago.
Oh my God. Well, this is completely different.
Oh, wait. The one that was at the show?
What's that?
Was it at the theater?
Yes, it's at the theater.
Just lately?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've seen it
yeah.
advertised. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
You saw it?
Oh, yeah. Heavy.
Yeah. That is one of the most scariest horror movies I've ever seen.
Very trippy. I believe it.
If you guys have a chance, check it out.
Absolutely.
What did it do to you, Paul?
Huh?
What did the movie do to you? Did it get the hair stand down on you?
No, it's just it was just so weird. I mean,
Yeah. It didn't
I-
scare me.
Yeah. It just, like, I'm not afraid of ghosts. I'm not afraid of demons. Blah blah blah.
No.
but I am afraid of a psycho living person because they can hurt you.
That's
And
Yeah.
very true.
Oh yeah.
So when you're watching a movie, you can imagine if you had somebody like that who's obsessed over you.
That what?
Yeah, no, thank you.
It would be like Steve and Sage getting kind of scared because Sue is obsessed over them.
Oh my goodness.
Running for the hills.
You know what? It actually, I love you too. I actually
Really?
remind me of a time when I watched the movie, though, Jeepers Creepers, with
Oh,
my
God,
first
yeah.
husband. And we were sitting at the couch and we were watching the movie. And in that scene where the light goes out, the light gets shot out, the light in our living room went out at the same time. That was very effective.
Wow.
Okay, how about Wait Until Dark? About the 1970 thereabouts.
That is one scary
Audrey
movie. I
Hepburn,
agree.
Alan Arkin,
Yeah.
and there's a scene at the end. Oh man, it'll send you about
Wait
2
till
feet
after
off your
midnight.
chair. And the
Has
music.
anyone else
I don't
has
think
been
I've seen that
affected?
one.
Has
That-
anyone
that's-
else been affected by TV or movie which got to them because something happened in real life at the same time?
Yeah,
Yes and no. It's kind of
Exorcist.
sort of like
The only
that.
one that happened to me was Exorcist. I'm sorry.
Jaws.
Mm-mm.
Sage, what happened to you?
I mean, as you would probably guess, it was a Civil War movie I was watching. So one of my soldiers was one of the cadets that fought at the Battle of Newmarket, and he was no more than 16 years old at the time of the battle when the cadets were called into action, and he was one of the youngins that were killed in the battle. And when I visited Newmarket, I was unaware that he was one of the ones that decided to come back with me. And as the time went on, kind of learned his story more and grew a little bit more closer to him. But then I watched the movie The Field of Lost Shoes, which is based off the Battle of Newmarket, and
The what?
it's called The Field of Lost Shoes. It was a lower production movie made
I
about
haven't heard
the
that
Battle of
either.
Newmarket, and the in the battle scene they showed his death scene, and that was like one of the ones for just watching it kind of just emotionally broke me down, and had like no like real understanding why until I realized, oh shoot, I have that soldier with me. They're just showing like I'm watching what happened to him. That kind of messed me up for a while.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know the film The Exorcist. didn't
Exorcist, when I saw it the first time,
Well, it didn't bother
I'm
me at
sorry.
all, but I did go home and I nailed my bed to the floor just in case.
Just in case.
my mom was watching my daughter, and we went, and I was grabbing the lady, tearing their arms off, I think, during it, because it was when it first came out. After I left there, I went home. I had a Ouija board, got rid of that right away.
Yeah, good
The
idea.
I told my mom she couldn't watch it ever. And then I walked into a store one day and was walking by a book rack, and there was the Exorcist book sitting there. Well, I happened to just pick it up and open it up. One page actually made me so sick, I almost threw up. That was in that. I was done with Exorcist for many, many years. Now, if I see it, it doesn't bother me like that. But yeah, I wouldn't let my mom see it.
Well, you want to know a film? It's a haunted house movie, but it doesn't have the graphic stuff. The in your face stuff.
Yeah.
It works on your emotions, and that is the original Haunting. The Haunting, 1962. Claire Bloom, Julie Harris.
That's a
if
great-
you watch
yeah.
that late at night alone, and it's pretty creepy. But it's all there's hardly any special effects in it. It plays on your emotions and your imagination.
Definitely.
Oh, hey, Steve, have you ever seen the movie The Entity? Which is based
Oh
on
my
a
God.
story.
The Entity?
Again.
Ooh.
That's a great book
You never
too.
seen that one?
Oh
What's
my
that?
God.
Steve,
Yeah,
you
Shirley-
never seen The Entity?
Now that's a scary movie.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh my God. That's based on a true story.
Right.
Yeah.
Michael
Was it-
Waterman, you've seen it, right?
Yes, and you should read the book. If you
Was
think
that
the
Barbara
movie's
Hershey
scary,
that was in that?
the book
I don't
is
remember who's
10
in it,
times scarier. But
but
I
that
was going to
movie
tell
was
you
damn
guys,
scary.
what scared me was Jaws, because I took my family to see that, my brother, my sister, and then I went to Florida. And I was in the water and something went past me, and my grandfather said, "Walk out of the water slowly behind you, backwards." And I did. And
Ah,
my grandfather fought for about an hour and a half, and he pulled out an 11-foot hammerhead shark that had gone past me. I never
oh
went
my
back in the
God.
water. I never went back in the water.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I had a paranormal investigation in Texas, over in Midland, Texas, and I had a whole group of people, and we were actually investigating an abandoned high school, which supposedly was haunted. And as I was walking down the sidewalk, I was leading this group of people. I get an EVP, and it said, "Watch your step." And I go, "Oh man,
Oh
Class A
no.
EVP." And just like maybe 5 feet in front of me was a big ass rattlesnake. I said, "Oh
Oh
my,
my gosh.
run!" I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not as scared of ghosts. I'm not scared of demons, but I am damn sure scared of a
Oh yeah.
rattlesnake.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And that thing was thick, and we hauled ass. I mean, we're running, man. We were scared.
Yeah, I've had some haunted houses.
Oh yeah.
Pretty heavy.
Sage,
I've had,
when you do your Civil War investigation stuff, do you run into rattlesnakes and stuff?
Not yet. I've been pretty fortunate. I know at Gettysburg, last year and the year before, especially in like the rocky areas, they have a lot of timbers that like to hide out.
Remember,
And I know in the walking path, some people have experienced cottonmouths, but I usually try to go in the spring and fall when it's cooler out. So I haven't experienced anything, knock on wood, but I'm sure they're out there.
Oh
I've
yeah.
seen many of them up in northern Michigan when
Oh
I was
yeah.
a kid. There's certain
no,
areas,
thank you.
Voice Blank Island, which is in the Straits of Mackinac, between the upper and lower peninsula. There's some areas up there where you've got to watch your step because they'll be right out on a trail in the sun, sunning themselves,
Yep.
and they
Exactly.
don't necessarily warn you
right.
when you're step on them.
Yeah, especially cottonmouths or whatever. They don't have the rattle on them. They'll just attack.
Yeah, they're the
So,
same here in Sacramento.
yep.
We got them in Savannah too.
I
Can
believe
I
it.
ask a question? The guy on the bottom left, I don't know your name, and I can't see very well. But there's like a white cloud around you.
Oh, that's me. Oh, hi.
That's me.
I don't know what that white cloud is. I don't know where that came from.
I just wanted to know if it was like an aurora or something.
I didn't do that. I don't know why that's there. I think that's actually Danielle.
Yeah, that's Danielle.
Yeah.
On the bottom, it's on the bottom.
Yeah. It's
That's
Danielle.
Danielle. She's behind me
Danielle's
somewhere.
logo.
Is it like do you think it's in a what's it called? An aurora? Not aurora.
All
No,
right.
it's Danielle's logo.
Aura.
Seriously, I'm
That's
not
her
doing that.
thumbnail.
That's
No,
Danielle's logo.
There's
That's
Danielle
her
wearing
Danielle's
her fur
logo.
coat.
It's a
Yeah, that's
logo.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's wearing her fur coat. That's a fur coat.
Oh, believe me, I don't want to wear a fur coat. It was 100 degrees here today.
No, I believe it.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just
Nothing
me.
spiritual. It's just somebody's logo.
Yeah, it's nothing mystical. Yeah.
There, Paul. I pulled up a picture on my phone. I'm gonna see if I can get this to show I'm okay. This
And
is
while
actually
you're
the
doing
New Market battlefield.
Here's Steve. Here's one of my books right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It,
Hold it up. Let's see it.
it,
That's
it's
your book.
a hard copy I can order from Amazon.
Oh, there. I see a picture.
Yeah. A lot of
Look at
my books are in Amazon. There's a couple books that actually made it to
You
Barnes.
go a little closer, Stage.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. There we go.
What name are?
Yeah,
What's your
that-
name?
Wow.
Sage
What's your last name, Sage?
Gatto, Gatto.
Gatto.
Gato.
Yeah,
Cat.
Hey,
The
Sage, can
picture
you
is
send me a
backwards.
copy of that later?
Yeah. This picture is probably backwards to you guys for me, but this is the exact approach that the cadets would have taken in the Battle of Newmarket.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
They
cool.
were hiding out behind that hillside, which would have been behind the camera, and they made their way up to the farmhouse and that fence line, and that's where they fought before charging the hillside behind it.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
that's one of my favorite battlefields I've been to. It's real small, it's quiet, but it's one that draws me in every single time I'm down in that area.
I'll
Say,
check out your books.
show us a couple more.
Yeah, I'll see what I can find. I like to take pictures of all the battlefields I go to. So I try to document as well as I can. Let me see here if I can fast forward here. Here's Chancellorsville. Let's see if I can get my one. So actually, this is actually a good story for one of my relics. Find the right picture that might actually have it. Okay, so in this picture here, this is the relic or what's left of the Chancellor House on the Chancellorsville battlefield. The Chancellor House was actually a large mansion that sat on the Turnpike Road that led into Fredericksburg, and it was actually never a town. Hence, even though the name might seem as such, but it was just named after the house, the Chancellor House, hence the name Chancellorsville. And I actually have a bullet that was found right there at the base of the house, underneath one of the steps to the house, which is right in that
Wow.
picture.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when I buy my relics, it's just like kind of usually dumb luck by chance that I'll sit with them and do work with them on the spiritual energy side of things, and kind of see like what it tells me where they're from. And this is actually the bullet right here. It's a Union mini ball that was found at the base of the steps.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
that's got some pretty bad vibes. That's somebody that was in somebody.
That's heavy.
I can feel
Yeah,
that. Whoa.
this one
You
was
can feel
dropped,
that?
but I have a funny feeling that
Who
it
said they could feel
was
that?
it's
I did.
so
Michael.
Michael?
from what I picked up originally on this bullet it was a soldier from either the 28th Massachusetts part of the Irish Brigade or another regiment that was similar to, and they were on sentry or kind of on guard around the side of the house whenever it started being attacked. Because I think the soldier that was holding this was killed, but this was just a drop bullet. And I feel like even if this bullet wasn't the one that killed him, I'll feel the energy on how they died.
Oh my gosh. That's heavy.
Yeah. And it's actually kind of funny that I don't know how many of you guys have heard the story before. When I originally identified where these bullets came from, I was actually on a ghost hunt in central Ohio at an old infirmary. And we were sitting there, and I was like, this would be a fun place to do a controlled experiment because I'm not by a battlefield. I'm not in a battlefield. There should be no bias contact other than what's actually connected with these said objects. And using a yes/no device in my spirit box, we just took one out at a time and just asked where are these bullets from, and they replied with the battlefield. And sometimes they were actually like quite specific on a specific part of the battlefield. And my favorite was my artillery shell fragment. This is one of the first ones I bought. This one came from the Antietam battlefield in Sharpsburg, Maryland. And when we were sitting at that infirmary in Ohio, I just held it up and held it in my hand and just said, "Can you tell me where is this from?" And crystal clear, her voice went, "Antietam." And I was just like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Do you know what part?" And immediately right after went Dunkerchurch. And I was just like, "Okay, cool." So I was able to actually use maps and go online and find out what battery shot it and where it was exactly dug up at. So it's like kind of the whole story of that piece now.
That's cool.
How long you been using a spirit box?
I use it almost daily whenever I can. I use it on all my investigations. That's about the only like real tools that I'll actively use other than my dowsing rods.
How long have they been in existence?
For a very long time, it just originated as a radio that you could buy at like Radio Shack back in the day, and then they jailbroke it to basically constantly sweep radio stations, and it generates a white noise, and the spirits are able to use that white noise to communicate to you. So
See, I have a
when we
hard time
sweep the
believing that. I
radio,
don't know.
we sweep
I'm
the
not
radio
sure
in
if I
reverse.
believe in that stuff.
Yeah. So when you
I don't
sweep the
know.
radio in reverse, the
I've seen a
voices
couple of
that do
guys
come
on
through are like
YouTube do
gibberish.
it.
Yeah. So like when you sweep in the reverse setting, the you'll hear the radio stations come through, but it'll be like like it won't actually sound like anything because it's sweeping the radio station like every tenth of a second, and then all of a sudden you'll hear a full sentence come through over like 4 or 5 wavelengths, and you know that that's not radio interference, so that's a spirit communicating with you.
Have you ever? Okay, I don't know her name. I happened to just pick it up one day. I don't know if I think it was either TikTok or YouTube. I'm not sure which, but it's a woman who actually supposedly spirits talk to her, but she uses a tape, like an old-fashioned tape. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever? Like a cassette, yeah, but the real older kind.
Right.
Real
Have you
time.
ever seen her?
I have not, but I think I know what device you're talking about. A lot of people love to use those older pieces of equipment because they seem to work the best.
And she only supposedly, when she's doing that, is the only time when she hears things.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. If I run into it again, I'll have to tell Paul so he can check it out.
Okay.
Paul, are you able to pull up the pictures I sent you?
No.
I wish Donnie was here. He could do.
Yeah, me too.
Well, Donnie is actually with us, but
Donnie-
he's invisible. But he's
Oh,
watching.
okay. Hi, Donnie. Are you able to do that, Donnie?
Who's invisible?
Well, he can't talk to
Wish I
us.
was.
Michael, maybe you could send the pictures to Donnie to show us.
Yeah.
Who's Donnie?
Donnie, so he's a host of the show.
He's what?
A host.
A host?
Yes.
Hi, Donnie.
He's our technical guy.
Yeah, he's the God that makes all of us be able to be possible.
Oh,
Oh, and then Steve, you want to see one of my other books? Here's another one of my books.
Wow, it's like flesh and blood, man. It's not electronic.
you got a lot.
I have a lot of electronic books, but if I can get my hands on a hard copy, that's what I'll do. But
I love real books.
I also get the electronic version as well because sometimes they have a search feature. And have you ever read something and you're trying to find out where it is, trying to remember where you read it, what book, what page, what paragraph? So I run into that a lot.
I'm very big on old-fashioned indexes for that.
Yeah, the only kind of books I do now is ebooks. I do only ebooks now.
Huh. I like
Well,
real
that's what
books.
most people want these days. They
Not
don't want
me.
to carry. They
I
don't
gotta
want to
have
carry a
real
paper
books.
thing anymore, or a hardcover thing anymore.
I like hard copies.
I do too. I have a very large
Yeah,
library.
I like ebooks over print books.
Well, I'm like Henry Higgins. I want a huge library.
Yeah, and if I were to keep all my print books, yeah, if I kept all my print books, this house would look like a hoarder's house.
Anybody ever get out to like Oklahoma?
No.
Not
Through
yet.
there.
I've been through Arkansas, Missouri, and Mississippi, but
Is
I
that
haven't
where
made
you're
that
at?
far out yet.
Linda, is that where you're at?
No, I'm in
Are
Sacramento.
you in
I'm in
Oklahoma?
Orangeville. I'm
She's in
actually in Orangeville.
California.
When somebody takes me on a trip, I drove through it.
Really?
My dad
Drove through it.
my dad is from Lehigh, Oklahoma. That's
From
near
where?
Colgate. Lehigh, Oklahoma, near Colgate.
Ah, my dad was born in Caldwell. Well, his family, Caldwell, Oklahoma. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Caldwell, Kansas. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say.
My
But
dad said he was flying across crop dusters at the age of 12.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Oh, yeah. In Oklahoma, I have a cousin who's got a lot of history wrapped around his area. And I forget, I want to say Enid, maybe? Enid, Oklahoma. But he's got a lot of
Yeah.
pictures and stuff in his house. His house looks like a museum.
Okay. And Lehigh, Oklahoma, also too, they had the KKK over there, and they also too had Pretty Boy Floyd.
Oh,
That was back in the 1930s.
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. Hey,
I
listen,
think Pretty Boy Floyd, wasn't he captured in Ohio?
I think so, but he hid out in Oklahoma.
Yeah, because I know that the town that my good friend gives ghost tours in here in Ohio, close by to me, they actually captured him not far from the town in Ohio, and it's part of like the local story of like, oh, Pretty Boy Floyd was captured here. I was like, no shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Pretty Boy Floyd.
Oh.
Anyway, you guys, it's almost time to go, but so tell the audience where they can contact you. Also, too, Donnie Troy, if you're listening to this, send me the link so I can send it to Steve, Sue, Sage, Hippie Linda, and everybody else, and Michael Waterman. Let them have a copy of the show. So send me the link.
Hey,
So,
Paul, if I
Michael,
will, I have one more quick thing to show that
Oh,
I just
yeah,
pulled up because
yeah.
I just found the picture. So another relic I have that I can actually connect to a picture in a place that I've actually been. This is the original stone wall at the Fredericksburg battlefield. There is like the large portion of it is recreated, but this stone wall is where the Confederate line was. They were in a defensive position behind this wall, and it was a mile-long open field in front of them that the Union Army had to attack up, and they were very largely outnumbered, but they were able to hold the line because of the cover and the advantage that they had on the high ground. And it was either in this area, the original stone wall, or somewhere down the line on the reconstructed stone wall. I was actually able to acquire a relic that was a Union bullet that was shot into the stone wall during the Battle of Fredericksburg.
Wow.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's a
And,
trip.
and I asked the guy when I bought it from him, I said, how do you know? He goes, well, look at it the way it's flattened. And right where I'm holding it from is the base. So if you figure out and you hold it like so, that's how it would have been shot and how it flattened. And I believe it's a 69 caliber mini ball, which I have it on a dropped one here. So it would have been fired at something angle like this to mushroom like that. And he
Wow.
said that just shows that they
Those
shot
are-
uphill at the stone wall.
That's
a very
amazing.
strong impact there.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really, really unique and cool piece because it was a very terrible battle, but to know that this was right in the thick of it was pretty cool.
Man.
All right, guys, it's a wrap. So, Steve, how can people reach you?
Facebook, Steve Ward. Might want to type in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and you'll find me. Come and see me Saturdays at the Mothman Museum. I'm by the Mothman statue and inside answering questions. I have a podcast called The High Strangeness Factor on the Paranormal UK Radio Network.
Fantastic. Thank you, Steve. Michael Waterman, how can people reach you?
Very easily, Facebook, Michael K. Waterman. You can also get me at Michael K. At today'switch.net, or on Facebook, Phone a Wizard, which is my services. Or you can call me, and my phone information and all that is on Facebook.
All right.
Thank you.
Steve McClure, how can people reach you?
I am on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. You guys can contact me, like in the versions of the chat room, like in Messenger, Messengers and all those platforms. If you want to, you can email me at Sue Lightworker. That's SOOLIGHTWORKR at gmail.com. You guys can set up an appointment if you want.
Hippie Linda, how can people reach you?
Just my Facebook. It's under, I think it's under Linda Feaster Wildhaber or Linda Feaster Drake.
Okay.
He can't miss it. I got his long hair.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Sage Gato.
Thank
You
you
can
guys.
reach me, Sage Gatto, on Facebook. You can also find me at Still City Ghost Chasers on Instagram and TikTok. Try to stay active on TikTok, uploading Battlefield stories and pictures, as I shared some tonight. That's the kind of stuff I try to share on my social medias. Any questions regarding the war, anything paranormal, I'm here to chat. And anyone that needs help with psychic abilities and stuff like that, I'm willing to help with that as well. So feel free to reach out.
Can Paul put all these up on his site too?
What's that, Linda?
Can you put all their things, what they just said, up on your site?
They're right. Yeah, you're going to get the link. And
By the way,
everybody's name. All you have to do, they're all on Facebook.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's easy.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah.
And thank you for now making me not feel crazy.
Yeah, your turn, Paul. Where
you're
do we
not
find
crazy.
you?
And you got a
okay.
lot of family here, so you're not
Okay.
crazy.
Where can people find me? Listen, I don't want anybody looking for me. I don't want no obsessive fans out there. Just stay away. Stay away. Keep away from my Facebook. Just
You can find him in California.
Yeah,
I just want you to know, though, I
Yeah.
am crazy.
yeah. Stay
I
away.
get popped up more
Paul
times
knows
than
I
you
went
can
to
talk
my-
about.
I don't
Paul
want
wanted
You're
you
going to
talk
have to look
me.
that word up.
Paul wanted to talk to me a long time ago, and I wouldn't do it.
Sage, excuse me, Sage.
Yes.
I have a stone from the Great Pyramid, from the quarry. One day I'd like you to touch it.
Wow. Oh, absolutely. That'd be insane.
It's
That would
4,000,
be
it's
cool.
4,500 years old. It's not from
Holy
the pyramid, it's from the
Wow.
quarry where it was built.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah, we all got to get together sometime.
That's
I would
cool.
love that. You guys are all welcome. Come on down to Savannah.
Well, thank you guys.
All right. And
You.
Donnie Cho, if you're listening to us, send me the link to the show so I can share it with everybody. And we're done.
This
So,
was a
Right.
blast.
Yeah, please
Oh my
send him the
God.
link.
if you're
Born from shadow, sealed in truth, ancient blood, but faith rooted proof. History whispers,